welcome to a different video from what we would usually do. Joining me?
Just sit down first. How do we start this off? This is such a different vlog. Happy New Year!
Hello friends, we are back. We went a little bit MIA over the last couple of weeks. Hope you all had a wonderful festive period and New Year.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Woo!
We are wishing you all of the very best wishes for 2024. We really just kind of got really stuck into just enjoying the festive period, didn't we?
Yeah.
Our friends and family were back home, we were back home, and it was just a really lovely time, and we just really lent into it and decided to kind of switch off from everything, and I think it did us the world of good.
It definitely did, yeah. Today we're just going to be doing a kind of a catch up with you guys because we miss you. I know that you miss us as well. And yeah, we just wanted to say Happy New Year, what we've been up to, and basically what you can expect over the next few weeks from us, and to remind you that we still do exist. Yeah. Hello, we're Gemma and Campbell, in case you forgot who we are. But as Gemma said, we've just been basically this last month or so, I think it's been a month since we released Fife. Was it? Our Fife road trip was the last video we released, and
sorry,
it has
guys.
it's been about 3 or 4 weeks now. Yeah. But we'll get into all of the reasons why it's been such a long time since we last did it, and we'll go into everything that's been happening behind the scenes because there's been quite a lot happening. And then today we're also going to discuss with you what our plans are for the future as well. Like, it's going to be a little bit of a different year for us, 2024. We've got some really big things happening, and we'll get into all of that later on. So basically, what have we been up to for the past 3 weeks?
Eating a lot of good food.
That was the bin lorry going past from all the packaging of the food that we've been eating for the past 3 weeks.
We have been starting our running programme because we are aiming to run a half marathon this year. So we are really getting stuck into a kind of good training programme, starting to run more.
Getting into the gym.
Getting into the
Fat
gym
fortnight's over.
Yeah, just kind of getting stuck into it, aren't we?
Exactly. And as you can see, we are in Ellie, but unfortunately she still isn't working. We're going to get into that later on, what's wrong with her and what we're planning to do about it and stuff. But it's another reason why we've not been on the face of the earth is just because we're still waiting around, just trying to get her fixed, basically.
Yeah, we did say last year that I am actually due to do some nursing hours this year for my registration, and we had kind of hoped that that would have started by now. Unfortunately it hasn't. We're still kind of in limbo as to where the work is going to be, whether it's going to be north, whether it's going to be south, which has kind of put a bit of a pause on where we book Ellie in, because obviously we don't want to book it in and then we end up moving somewhere else. So yeah, we've kind of just been waiting to find out what's happening with that. Hopefully things will start to pick up.
This is the week. This is the week we're putting out there into the universe.
Please.
We need to start our road trip, and that is our new book, basically. We're already writing a new book, we're already doing the kind of initial stages of the research for it, and we're really excited to tell you what it is and what it's going to be about. As I said, we'll save all that juicy stuff for the end. But yeah, through the Christmas period, we've just been kind of being at home, spending time with friends and family. It's been the longest amount of time we've actually spent at home since, I would say, probably 5 years. I think I was working out the other day.
I'd say longer. I'd say uni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 or 7 years. Wow.
Easy.
And so we've just been kind of leaning into it. Our mantra all through like the whole fortnight over Christmas was just saying yes. We're saying yes to absolutely everything just to try and spend as much time with our family and friends as we can.
That involved me going to see Wonka at the cinema 2 days in a row because I couldn't say no.
Gemma went to see it with her friends and then said it was so good, and my family were going the next day, and I was just like, you know what, why not? Yeah. Let's just go again.
Yeah, I'll come too.
And we had Christmas with our families. I was with my mum, dad and my sister, and you went up to your granddad's.
Yeah.
And your aunt was there and his neighbours were there, and then the next day we had a combined Christmas again. Yeah. Which I think was our 3rd Christmas dinner actually, because we did do a Christmas dinner like 2 weeks before that. Then during that period between the two, we went to the pantomime with Gemma's brother and his girlfriend. We then did New Year in Glasgow. We went up and did a ceilidh because it's my mate's 30th birthday on the 1st of January, and we did a ceilidh in Glasgow. It was so much fun. We kind of said to ourselves we'd try and make it a yearly tradition, and because it's in, we did it, where was it again?
In Cottiers.
Cottiers, which is like a big old abandoned church, and there was like live music, there was dinner. And it was only about £75 or something.
Yeah, it was really good.
Really good.
Really good fun.
And then after New Year, what did we do? We were just kind of, again, floating around. That was more into waiting for your nursing to pick up and just embracing. I guess, actually, we spent so much time at home that we started to fall into, like, should we just buy a house? Like, we know we were chatting to you guys last year about how we're searching for land, and that eventually evolved into, like, land is going to be a lot of work, and we've got a lot going on this year, so we didn't really want to kind of step into too much of, like, building a house, so we're like, we found ourselves flat hunting.
I'm going to be really honest, I had a bit of a meltdown over just how messy my life felt. I started the year And I was like, this is going to be a great year.
And this was the 2nd of January.
all of a sudden I was just like, everything is everywhere. We had emptied out Ellie to go in for the repair work. We were kind of going between Campbell's house and my house. We're really lucky that we only live like 5 minutes around the corner from each other. But I'm really grateful as well that our parents are
so
happy
accommodating
to
for
have us
us. I
home.
know. For such a long period.
Oh my goodness, my stuff was everywhere. And like, I was like, I can't actually deal with this. Like, I need to either have it all in the van or have, like, my brain was getting so consumed every day of like packing bags. It still is, but I feel like we're maybe managing it a little bit better. But it was just like so consumed of like constantly thinking of what I had to pack, and I was like, I can't do this. I have too much going on, too much to think about. And Campbell turned around to me and said, I've just found a really nice flat. Do you want to go and view it? And I was like, what?
I know.
I was like, well, why not?
We ended up viewing 2 different ones, and then speaking to mortgage advisors and stuff, and I would say like we've got no intention of stopping travelling anytime soon. It just means that when we are home for these periods, we would have a base and somewhere we can actually go and unpack, go back to an office, debrief, create the content, not constantly be worrying about like gas, electricity, all of it, well, in the van anyway, these kind of things. And I would also note that like at this point in time, we didn't have a home because Ellie's like so broken that we basically can't use her. For any kind of purposes. There's no heating, no lights.
The running water doesn't work.
No shower. Like, she's basically just a giant car and with a bed in the back of it. So that was part of our meltdown. However, what it did do was give us a really good opportunity to like get all our ducks in a row, work out what is financially feasible for us. And then for the next 2 years, we're just going to be like grafting hard, working towards being able to get that mortgage. Because we've got some big plans for next year as well, involving more international travel, I guess, like or honeymoon type stuff. Yeah. And it would just be amazing to be able to come back from that and be in a situation where we can just actually get a place to call ours.
Yeah. I think in the long run, like we know that we do want to have a house or something like that one day. So I think it was like a really good opportunity for us. We went and viewed a couple of places. I learned about things that I didn't even know like existed. It gave us like a good kind of roadmap as to like, okay, well if we are actually seriously going to do this, I think one, it gives us a bit more like of a savings goal, and two, it kind of gave us a bit more of like a plan as to like how are we actually going to achieve this one day. Of course, Ellie will always be in the picture because we love van life and we love exploring. Yeah. And we will possibly still spend the majority of the time in Ellie. But it is always nice when situations like this happen that we would have somewhere that we can go.
Regarding Ellie, like herself, is basically, I think it's something to do with the fuse box. I've got a big fuse box under here, and then behind that fuse box, whoever installed it before we bought it, I don't know, like, I don't know if they were Italian or something, because it's like Spaghetti Junction under there. It was someone that is a pasta enthusiast. And just like, it is, I think, we dropped it off on Christmas Eve at the repair shop, and the guy was like, no worries, I'll have a look at it, we'll get it fixed, don't worry about it, I've done this loads of times. And then I got a phone call 4 hours later. It was just like, yeah, you're going to need to book it back in again because that's a multi-day job. And I think your dad said, I think he just literally looked underneath it and he was like, ah! And boom, straight back down. I'll deal with that next year. I was like, I'm not touching that. So I think she basically needs a whole new rewiring of the fuse box under there. And that's a big job that is like way out of my depth. So we're in a position where we can't really get her booked in until we know where we're going to be, because anything to do with like motorhome or van repairs, everything is booked up until like end of January at least, and that was in December. So we're probably talking until like February, March now. So we need to know where we're going to be before we get her booked in.
And a couple of days ago we did say, we were like, why don't we just leave? Let's just go, pack the van up and go somewhere. We can just use hot water bottles to keep us warm. We're like going to the gym anyway, we can just use the showers at the gym. We can manage without a running tap. We can just use these big water canisters to wash our dishes. Like
Old school.
We can make it work. We lived in a small Toyota Hiace in Australia. I might add, it was warm over there. And there's showers and toilets everywhere. But anyway, we were like, why don't we just do this? Like, let's just go. And then we started packing up, and the next day we saw the forecast for the next week, and it is literally ice and snow.
I think Canada's coming to the UK. It's like -10, -8 in Glasgow this week now.
Yeah, and we were just like, okay, maybe we should just hold off a little bit. So
we're just going to wait. As I said, Monday is going to be the time. We're going to get there.
Yes.
We will get there.
We also are determined to not like burn out from just like making really rash decisions and running around like headless chickens this year.
It kind of brings us on to like what we're going to chat about next is like obviously Gemma's looking for work. We are getting there with that, but what we're going to be doing probably over the next couple of months at least, whilst Gemma's working full time in nursing, is unfortunately we're not going to be able to post as regularly on YouTube. We found like at the end of last year especially, we did actually burn out. Like I had a proper burnout, complete meltdown until we stopped and kind of reevaluated our situation. That's why there was some breaks between like our Fife vlog and the one before that. Because we just weren't in a really good space with YouTube. I stopped enjoying editing it. We found ourselves, we were almost like forcing adventures.
Yeah, well we'd be like, we need to finish this video, but so to do that we still need to like go out and do something, and then we were like, okay, where are we going to go? Where are we going to... And we're like, okay, why are we doing this? Like, we need to be really wanting to...
It wasn't really something
and going for a good reason and wanting to go in that moment and not just going because we
feel like we should do. And like we owe it to you guys that we're doing like genuine adventures and stuff that we're really hyped to actually go and do rather than just doing like stuff for the sake of it. So we decided that this year, especially during when Gemma's working, we're not going to be able to post it regularly, unfortunately. We'll try and keep you up to date with what we're up to. We do post on Instagram every single day. Like we're doing really well on Instagram just now. Loads of people are enjoying our content, and we always have posted on the Instagram stories and Facebook stories every single day. So if you want to keep up with what we're up to, I would suggest going and checking that out as well. But we're thinking this year we're going to be doing more like big adventures. We do have a lot of adventures planned, which I'll chat about next. And we're going to be doing more kind of targeted series like we did with our Ireland series, like we did with our, what else did we do last year? Europe, you know, we did a big Europe road trip. We're going to be doing more series like that, I guess, around the UK, and we do have a big trip planned in March. First time we've ever gone to this country, and it is massive, so it's very exciting. But I guess we're just trying and focus in a little bit more and just do targeted things that we think you guys are really going to enjoy rather than just like fluff for the sake of just a video at the weekend. What we are going to do instead, however, like don't worry, if you do want to see us regularly, we have always talked about doing like a kind of podcast type thing. So what we're thinking 2 different podcasts. Now that I'm saying it, we're trying to not do as much content, but we're talking about doing 2 podcasts. We can't get out there and travel, but we do have a lot of kind of like experience and knowledge and exciting adventures that we still want to share with you. So what we can do instead is we're going to do a Scotland travel podcast where we just chat about past adventures that we recommend that you guys go and check out, places that you'd love to see, and then just reflecting on the kind of old stories that we've like, because we've been travelling Scotland now for like 12, 15 years exactly. We've got so many good stories still to share that we don't necessarily have footage for, but we love talking about them. So that's going to be a place for that. And then also we've been shooting a lot of behind the scenes content on our wedding, such as like we went and did an elopement shoot, or kind of an engagement shoot, I guess, up in Glencoe. We shot some stuff there. When we were in Greece, you know, we were shooting like a complete raw vlog of like the whole planning process over there, what our thoughts were, that we've not shown anyone yet.
Both costs and roads. So if you are venue hunting
and before then, like when we got home, we were going around wedding venues in the UK. You know, we're still like we're doing a lot of vlogging on that.
Venues did we go around?
Well, it was a wedding fair. We went to up at Ingliston. So we were like our entire process. We want to try and document everything. Like a wedding is going to be so expensive, so we thought we may as well create memories for life from it and document every single part of it.
And document how we actually feel. I mean, I know that it's going to come to the day and you're going to forget about how you feel, and you possibly want to forget about how you feel through some of the planning process because it's not always been smooth sailing. I know. So maybe I shouldn't be wanting to remember.
But that's what I want to remember though. It's like it's about the journey of it.
You know, it's been a roller coaster, and we want to share our learnings and give you a little bit of value. And if you're thinking of doing a destination wedding,
it could be very valuable for you. And also if you just want to see more of a kind of behind the scenes stuff, then that's for you. So we're going to be doing more of a kind of lifestyle type podcast and raw vlog thing with that. Again, won't be posting regularly, but we'll be updating it through our newsletter and across our Instagram and social media and stuff like that. So if you want to like watch that, go and follow us on Instagram basically. And I guess that just brings us on to like what's next.
What is next?
Big road trip in March, like I said. We're not doing much up until then, but in March, where are we going?
We are actually before March. We are
going somewhere in March.
Before then. We are before March.
Oh of course,
We're going to be at the NEC.
Yep.
We are speaking every day at the NEC at the Motorhome Caravan Show. So if you're coming, please come say hi. We're going to be speaking about Scotland, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we'd love to see you there. We really loved going last year, and speaking at these shows is a big part of what we're doing this year. We are going to be back in the UK a lot more, even just things with wedding planning, wedding dress alterations, things like that. So we're going to be back and forward. And because it's the year that I need to do my nursing hours as well, so between that we're going to be a little bit busier, back in the UK a lot. So we are making the most of getting to these shows.
Because they're so much fun.
Excited.
Like, I love them.
So
Love
we're
them.
doing that in February. Between that, I'm hopefully going to be nursing.
Yep.
Maybe some little mini adventures here and there. And then in March...
Speaking of exhibitions, we got an email slid into our DMs last year, completely out of the blue, and absolutely blew our minds away. If you could have told Campbell 5 years ago, like before we kind of started taking Highlands to Hammocks a lot more seriously and as a business, that we would be doing this, I would never have believed you. But we got invited to go and sit on a panel and talk about van life in America, in Las Vegas, at the Travel Goods Association.
Mind blowing. What?
I know.
So we are ecstatic about this, and we're really, 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 really excited.
So that's the 13th or the 15th of March in Las Vegas. If you're in America, I can't remember if they're open to the public, but if it is, Google the TGA or the Travel Goods Association, see if you can get tickets to that, because again, like, if you follow us and you're watching these videos, we would love to meet you over in America. Yes. And on the back of that, we're planning a big California road trip from Las Vegas. We want to go out and see the Grand Canyon. We want to go and you wanted to go and see Orange County for the OC. Yeah. We want to go and see Los Angeles. We want to go and drive all the way up to San Francisco. Go and hit all the national parks and stuff. Yeah. It's been such a bucket list destination for us. Like, I can't believe that this opportunity's landed in our laps.
It still feels surreal. New York?
Yeah, like, we're going to go via New York as well, I think. Going to do some Home Alone sightseeing. And then what we're going to do is, our plans are anyway, like, we change our plans like the wind, but we're going to be flying from there up to Calgary because our friend Rachel works in Banff.
If you're watching this, Rachel... I haven't told you this yet.
Surprise!
Surprise!
I want to sleep on your couch.
I know. I was waiting until this was more confirmed, but here we go. We're in the depths of it now.
Yeah, it's alright. Our friends don't watch this. So we're planning to go up to Banff and maybe hiring a car, driving around Calgary, Banff National Park. Again, just a place that I see photos of, and I just never actually thought I would ever go there because it's just so amazing and so out of the way. And so scary almost to like try and plan a trip to there. We were kind of sitting down and being like, this is like nothing we've ever kind of planned before. The size of it is just insane. And then that's going to be like March and then kind of half of April. After that, like we said, we're just going to be doing some UK road trips. So some parts of like Scotland and England and Wales that we really want to go and visit, really want to go and do research for books that we're going to be writing. And I guess just go and do before we go abroad, like we said, next year. Like, there's so many bucket list places in the UK. Out of Hebrides being one, we want to try and spend a good month or so, like island hopping on the west coast of Scotland. Cause
we have neglected the Scottish Islands a lot. We've been to a fair few, but there are so many.
And they are stunning. Stunning. Yeah. The beaches are just insane. So we're really excited to get out to like Lewis and Harris, Mull, like all of these kind of Western Isles. Yeah. The other thing we're going to be doing definitely next year is actually for our next book. Is we're visiting Wales. We touched on the southern coast at the end of last year, down at like the Gower Peninsula, and absolutely fell in love with it. So we thought, like, this has been somewhere where you guys have been asking about for a book as well, and we wanted to go back and do a lot more research and produce like a Destination Wales book. Yeah. Final details are still being hashed out, but we are planning to spend a good couple of months around the Wales region and just really turning that inside out and getting stuck into it. And
we are always open to hear your suggestions for I guess content ideas, blog post ideas, book ideas. So if you have any ideas, things like that, like please drop it. That you will find very useful. That's what we want. We want to be helpful to you guys, basically. Yeah, so please, leave us a comment, send us a message, send us an email, whichever way you prefer, and we will see what we can do. We'll see whether that is going to be one of our next projects. Yeah, apart from that, then there's nothing else happening next year, is there? Nothing big? No, nothing really. Nothing that big. Just getting married. It's just gonna end. Married in Greece and Rhodes next year. This year. This year. I keep saying next year. Actually, it's this year now. And that's very, very exciting. I always laugh actually because last year when I was planning out this year, I was having a bit of a meltdown, like during my kind of like meltdown phase at the end of last year. And I was almost like, I had to actually remind myself that the year doesn't end just because I get married. I felt like, because we're talking about doing these big trips next year, after the wedding, we want to go and have like a big honeymoon and like make a big deal of it. I felt like almost that my life was ending after I got married. I know, honestly, you were like oh, we need to do this before we go. And I was like, well, why don't we do it after?
I can't do it after.
And he's like, but...
Oh yeah, you don't die after you get married.
I know,
like, everyone says your life's
it's
over,
okay. Like, we're still going to be able to go on adventures.
Yep.
Getting married doesn't stop that. So,
I know. So it'll be fine.
Yeah, unless we absolutely spend all of our money getting married, but
yeah,
that's not going to happen because we are on a budget.
so that's very
really
exciting for next year. And then to round off the year as well, actually, it's still to be confirmed, but we may or may not be heading to Norway next November, December, and then some European Christmas markets and stuff. Yeah, so that's basically what 2024 has in store for us.
There is a lot of adventure in there. As much as we feel like we're not going to be doing as much, there's still definitely a lot of adventure in there. I think it's just starting off slowly, but I feel like at the start of the year, I guess everyone starts getting into like goal setting mode and gets really like, everyone wants to start the year on like a really good start. And I think we've just been trying to like take that slow and just work out, okay, like what do we really want from this year? And I was kind of like taking it easy doing my goals, like not rushing into it, just kind of easing into the year. I mean, we've been behind our laptops and stuff a lot, but so it's like going to be a good structured start, but a good structured start in the sense of getting ourselves organised for the year ahead. Like, we know it's going to be busy. I know once we leave here, it's going to be like bam, 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 bam. Kind of getting things organised now.
Everything's sorted.
And I think the slow start isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yep, definitely. And also, completely forgot, because again we're living between so many different locations, we've got a brand new product which we're just releasing this month.
I'll go and get it
today. I'll go and get it actually.
To quickly turn the heating on when Campbell went to get that, because it's very quickly cooled down in here. But this
ta-da!
is our brand new campervan logbook. This has been like 6 to 8 months in the making. We are ordering a really limited number because we're not really sure on the demand of it. So if you want one, then I would get in quick. It's got all of the kind of layouts that you need to document your trips. So we've got a kind of planning section, trip planner, and then it goes on to the logbook page. So you've got your cost per night, your location, who you went with, some little notes about your stay, things that you can kind of keep track of, and that little journal section, highlights of your trip, what the weather was like, the costs of things, what the mileage was.
We know that like every single person that we speak to that does kind of van life travels, they seem to have like some kind of folder somewhere of like written scraps where the best wild camps were, where the best campsites were, what activities they did and stuff like that. So we wanted to provide you guys with a way of documenting all of that, how amazing your adventure was and what you got up to, for memories, and then also just for like future trip planning and future recommendations in a really easy and affordable way. And so we came up with this.
We've got some little recipes in there, because I know we've been talking about this recipe book for
a long time,
nearly 2 years now maybe, and we still haven't actually finished it, but we've kind of been doing it, but haven't finished it yet. But we have got a few of our favourite recipes in there. We've got maintenance planners, so you can keep track of like when you get your MOT or service done.
There's a whole host of things. What I'll do is I'll put a QR code here over Gemma's face, and that's going to be a sign up to the mailing list where you can get all of the details when it is like ready for launch and stuff like that, about what's involved in it and how you can buy it. And we're going to be sending that out to people first. So if you do want to get yourself a copy of that, make sure you join that mailing list, and we'll be able to send it straight to you.
We're very excited. Like,
I know this has been a long time in the making, and we're very pleased with how it's turned out.
And we were kind of hovering over it the last sort of month or so, and then we thought, no, do you know what? Like, we've kind of, I think we're happy with everything that's in it now, and we just need to see if you like it too.
Yep.
So let's just get it out there.
But apart from that, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this little catch up. We will try and do, if we aren't online for a little bit, we'll try and do more of these as well, because I just love chatting to you guys, love keeping you up to date with what we're up to, and we appreciate and support you so much. In 2023, it was incredible. It was the best year of our lives, and it's all thanks to you. All thanks to the support you give us, all thanks to the words of wisdom that you leave us in the comments. Like, we love hearing your stories and what your recommendations are and stuff like that.
And your help. Like, there's been so many great pieces of advice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you've got any electricians watching that know how to refuse a motorhome, slide into those DMs, please, because we desperately need your help. But yeah, thanks so much.
Please come and say hello if you see us on the road, because we love that too. We love catching up with people in person.
Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you again in the next one.
See ya!